Midday news, and actually it's the lunch hour news with me, Martin Lutona. A look at the headlines. HH officially opens the 5th session of the 13th National Assembly. FBI urges families to support malaria spraying campaign. ECZ to announce 2025 GCE JSEC results Monday. Chainda Bombers Football Club step up preparations for First Division 2 League. The news in detail. President Hakainde Hichilema has praised farmers across Zambia for their resilience after the devastating drought. He says many families are producing food not only to sell but also to feed themselves. The president has also appreciated traditional leaders for engaging in agriculture and commending the Defense and Security Wing for supporting food production, stressing that food security is national security. The president is pleased that Mopani Copper Mines has bounced back as a key economic pillar on the copper belt, noting that production has grown by 40%, now targeting up to 330,000 metric tons of copper a year. The president adds that over 400 local companies took part in the mine's expansion, while more than 2,000 Zambians, mostly youths, have been employed with no jobs lost. He explains that $1.1 billion joint venture with International Resource Holdings has revitalized the mine, making it one of global significance. This came to light at the ongoing opening of the 5th session of the 13th National Assembly in Lusaka at Parliament. We monitored proceedings from Parliament.
Working on reforms that will allow, Madam Speaker, I must repeat this, emphasize this. More importantly, Madam Speaker, we are working on reforms that will allow for more innovation and participation of ordinary Zambians in the capital market. The rollout will be clear very soon, new products there, but we have to legislate because there are limitations in the existing legislation. We ask this House to allow us to legislate quickly since you have opened now, so that new products can come through, which citizens can contribute 100 kwacha, 1,000 kwacha, 5,000 kwacha, and collectively we can invest this money even in the generation of energy. There are restrictions in the law. We will come to you quickly, and please answer the call for expeditious decision-making. Madam Speaker, I believe that the fundamentals are in place now. We're working on reforms, more reforms. We're asking for support of this House to expedite, to accelerate the work that needs to be done to open the capital market. We have made significant progress in accelerating the development of special economic zones, Madam Speaker, across the country. By the end of 2024, the zones had attracted 87 companies that were fully operational, with an investment outlay of, Madam Speaker, $2.9 billion in these zones alone. Over 48,000 jobs have been created. In addition, 47 companies were at the construction stage in the various economic special zones. Madam Speaker, I can say one thing only here. At the S3 launch, Kansanshi, the $1.25 billion project, which has been completed, the bore mills, the miners here, MPs on the copper belt, know what bore mills are now being manufactured in the Kalumbila M phase. We used to import these from Australia.
The Examinations Council of Zambia says the 2025 General Certificate of Education and Junior Secondary External Examination results will be announced this coming Monday. Minister of Education Douglas Siakalima is expected to release the results at 08 hours in Lusaka. The council has further indicated that the announcement will be streamed live on its official platforms to ensure wider access. The release marks a key moment for thousands of candidates who sat for the national examinations. A tragic incident has occurred in Livingstone, Zambia, where an elephant has claimed another life. According to reports, the attack took place in the cold storage area behind the old Zambif building. Details of the incident are still emerging, but it's clear that human-wildlife conflict is a growing concern in the area. This is not the first incident of its kind in Livingstone. In June, an accountant from the Department of National Parks and Wildlife was trampled to death by an elephant. And last year, a man with intellectual disabilities was killed by an elephant in Dambwa North. These incidents have raised concerns among residents who are calling for increased patrols by the Department of National Parks and Wildlife. The local authorities have urged caution and emphasized the need for residents and tourists to exercise extreme caution when observing wildlife. The body of the deceased has likely been taken to mortuary for further identification and post-mortem. As investigations into the incident continue, the rising cases of human-wildlife conflicts highlight the need for measures to prevent such incidents and ensure public safety. More in this report. Civil society organizations met with President Ichilema and senior government officials at State House on June 24, 2025 to discuss concerns regarding the Constitutional Amendment Bill 7. The President promised broad consultation on the bill and directed the creation of a committee to reach consensus on the proposed amendment. Following this meeting, the President deferred the bill, and on June 27, 2025, the Constitutional Court declared it unconstitutional due to inadequate public consultation. Despite this ruling, civil society organizations are concerned about recent statements from the Speaker of the National Assembly and the Chief Whip of Parliament suggesting that Bill 7 will be reintroduced in the coming parliamentary session, which opens today. The organizations stress that transparency and genuine consultation are crucial in legislative processes, particularly when amending the supreme law of the land. They highlight several concerns with Bill 7, including lack of wider consultation, fast-tracking constitutional change during an electoral season, complicated provisions, and proposed amendments that may not address underlying problems. The civil society organizations are unequivocally opposed to Bill 7 being reintroduced without addressing the defects identified by the Constitutional Court. They call upon the Republican President to assure citizens that constitutional reforms will be broad-based and aligned with the Constitutional Court's pronouncements, upholding rule of law principles. This stance is supported by 14 organizations, including Action Aid Zambia, Law Association of Zambia, and Transparency International Zambia. More in this report. Family Development Initiatives, FDI, has appealed to households across Zambia to support health authorities as the indoor residue spraying campaign commences on 15th September 2025. FDI team leader Sheikh Yusuf Ayam said community cooperation is essential to the success of the exercise, which targets 30 districts identified as high risk for malaria transmission. Sheikh Ayami noted that families should welcome spraying teams into their homes and follow the guideline provided to ensure maximum protection. He observed that the IRS campaign, led by the Ministry of Health, involves treating indoor surfaces with insecticides to kill mosquitoes that carry malaria. Sheikh Ayami also commended the Zambia Medicines and Medical Supplies Agency, ZAMSA, for its ongoing mosquito net distribution, which has already seen over 440,000 insecticide-treated nets delivered to the Eastern Province. He is looking forward to seeing additional consignments delivered to other regions in the coming weeks. He said FDI continues to engage local leaders and volunteers to raise awareness and encourage household involvement throughout the campaign. More in this report.
We also want to take this opportunity to commend ZAMSA for the good work that they've been doing, particularly in the distribution of mosquito nets. We are all aware that quite a number of mosquito nets have been distributed in Eastern Province. Our clarion call to ZAMSA and government is that let this exercise continue to even other parts where these mosquito nets are needed. As family development initiatives, we want to reiterate our commitment to government in the fight and elimination of malaria. You might want to note that FDI has been doing everything that it can to weigh in this fight. We are currently running a program in partnership with the Churches Health Association of Zambia, CHAZ, in Lusaka and Southern Province across 9 districts, where we are mobilizing communities to again weigh in eliminating malaria.
On that note, we take a set of commercials. Join me on the other side for sports and international news. I'll be right back.
Shima rice, which is your favorite?
Zakakupezani odo muona mwanga machinja mazo mairo mzabwe
Okay, we want to know the other side of your life, before your ministry, before your background and everything. Ready for that?
Thank you for staying with us. We continue with the news. Chainda Bombers Football Club are stepping up preparations ahead of the 2025-2026 First Division 2 leagues. Speaking before the season kickoff, the club Secretary General highlighted the team's long-standing history and acknowledged the challenges faced in recent years. He, however, expressed optimism that this season the Bombers will meet their goals. Team captain Mike Zulu says the players are fully committed to improving fitness, teamwork, and tactical discipline as they look to compete strongly. A defender named Bulaya also stressed the importance of unity and focus in achieving both individual and team success. Meanwhile, a former Chainda Bombers player has urged the squad to stay motivated and disciplined, while appealing to sponsors and the community to rally behind the club. He stated that with determination and renewed focus, Chainda Bombers are aiming to make a strong comeback in the Division 2 league. More in this report. We continue with the news. Before we go, actually this marks the end of the news, but before we go, a look at the headlines once again. President Hakainde Hichilema officially opens the 5th National Assembly of the 13th National Assembly at Parliament. Chainda Bombers ready to take over in their squad. Thank you so much for staying with us. That marks the end of the news. God bless you. Have a wonderful time.
As far as relationship is concerned, you are saying the two of us are responsible.
People can be married, but topic yandarama yankunkala quiet. Nizi
men talk. Men talk.
Notisho kwamba kutenga chintu sonde